Hey, 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 hey. Okay, so I'm back with another video request. This is a video request. So feel free, if you look on my channel and you feel like I missed something, I will check. I will check to make sure. And then I will let you know if I have posted it or not. Like I'll some kind of way let you bring it to your awareness that, oh, I did do this video. Or I'll let you know if I'll do it or not. Most of them I will do. Okay, it's just a time thing sometimes, but I'm getting way better. Anyways, so this one is Pluto Sextile Venus. Pluto Sextile Venus. Let's see what this, because in the person that did the request, they asked me, was this similar or the same as the trine? It has a similar vibe, but it's not exactly the same. Okay, so with Pluto being sextile Venus and especially Mars, okay, but that's a whole different thing. With Pluto being sextile Venus, it does give off the vibe that they work well together. You know what I'm saying? Like they flow well together. That is similar to the trine. They don't get in each other's way. They don't get in each other's way. They actually find it, but it's a lot more passionate though than the trine. Because with the trine, it's good, but there's other aspects that might make it passionate. With the sextile, it's just automatically passionate already. In the sense that they attract each other. Because Venus is the attraction. The attraction, how we attract. And how it can go, like Venus compatibility and Synastry can go for a long time when it is involved with planets that can carry it, because like if you have the thing about Venus and Mars is like passionate too, together, and attracted and attractive or attracted to each other and everything, but it could be short-lived depending on other synastry. It could be long-lived too, depending on it's just the two people in the situations. Okay, Pluto it's not a personal planet, so it can seem a little bit more distant. Like maybe it's not the most important aspect to have between two people, but it can carry Venus. So what you'll find with these energies, like with these two, is that even when they're not together, they break up, they moved on or whatever, or they try to get away from each other, there is something about it that it still has that intensity and that initial attraction. Like the reason why they got together in the first place. It'll be, and even though it could be bad things or not so good things that played out between the two individuals. The problem could be that the passion about it, the excitement even, the temptation, the magnetism keeps them together. Now, since this is sextile and we're talking about the planet Pluto and we're talking about Venus, Pluto finds Venus, the way that the Venus person dresses, looks, the attractiveness, they find them sexy. Pluto finds Venus sexy, and Pluto, since it is, it's more familiar and more in tune with sexuality. Unless you have reasons for it not to be. That's a whole nother story. We're keeping it general. And let me tell you something, guys, by the way. Someone's going to comment and tell me that I'm generalizing signs. And it's crazy. Okay, well, what else am I supposed to do? I'm not reading a personal chart. If you want me to read your personal chart, then pay for it. Anyways. So, yeah, in general, and this is generalizations, all these videos, there's not enough time. I would be sitting here. Do you know that you can literally take one aspect and spend a long time and like keep going with it as it progresses, all the positive traits, all the negative traits, all the contradictions, all like whatever. Anyways, so generally speaking with these two, what it is that Pluto, with it being more about the deepness or intimacy or the passion of it, like the deep passion, it finds Venus sexually attractive and arousing, and it is prone to seek Venus out because of it. And this is one aspect to where Pluto allows Venus to control it. Now, with Mars, it becomes more of Pluto can allow this too, but it could become more of aggression and competitiveness because of those two planets that's involved. But with Venus, Pluto could be like, okay, I'll allow Pluto to. I mean, with Venus, Pluto's like, I can allow Venus to control me, and vice versa. Venus could feel like, man, Pluto is really turned on by me and really like shows it and really desires me, and even the creepiness of Pluto, because Pluto could get creepy if it starts like spying or be like a little stalkerish or whatever. Venus could actually find this to be a bit of a turn on, because it's like, man, like Pluto desires me, and even sometimes can create situations in which Pluto could be a little bit jealous and not taking it overboard. I'm not saying that, and I mean that could happen, but a little bit of jealous or entice Pluto, knowing that this is what they're doing, like enticing them or whatever, and like it. And Pluto, even though it could be irritated sometimes, or find Venus or making arousing their Pluto arousing as jealousy, or their jealousy, the person, it likes it still. Pluto likes it. I don't want to say it about a person, but you know what I'm saying, because it's a sextile energy. So Pluto feels like, okay, yeah, we're playing our own little game. Now, y'all, because you know how I am, and you know me and some of my caveats. I like understand that you can see this in situations where inappropriate things takes place and another person overstepping its boundaries and stuff like that, with someone else, and saying, oh, they enticed me, or oh, I couldn't help myself, which is wrong, but I'm just saying, because it's literally, it could be really that intense. Like Pluto can really have an attraction to Venus, it's very sexual, like just by Venus being Venus. Like Venus doesn't really have to do anything. And like I said, Pluto, Venus, the Venus person finds the Pluto person dark, like it's a dark hidden sexiness to the Pluto person. Because let's say initially, because yeah, you can spot Venus. I always feel like Venus can or is aware of what they're attracting sometimes. Okay, come here with me and listen to. See, y'all think that I'm coming up with some madness, but no. Think about this, because if you think about Venus as feminine, most of the time the women or the feminine usually picks the guy, the masculine, that they want, that they're attracted to. Like the drop the handkerchief thing, where you're like, okay, I like him. Oops, I dropped my handkerchief. you know, you get what I'm saying? So Venus could, now when they don't, they don't. But I'm saying, when interacting with the Pluto person, not knowing what their Pluto placement is, the Venus person could sense this thing about the Pluto person, like, you know. And Pluto may or may, you know what I'm saying, may or may not pick up the handkerchief right away, or may not take the bait right away, or may not, only because Pluto is the deeper aspect. It's a deeper energy. So sometimes it's not, it's like when it's not paying attention or it's not triggered, it's not triggered. But when it becomes triggered, and Pluto, you have Pluto's interest, Pluto can become very involved, if you know what I'm saying. So Venus could be like, man, it's this dark sexiness about this Pluto person. And this doesn't matter. It could be vice versa. It could be the feminine as the Pluto. It's this forbidden type, like dangerous type of sexiness. Like, you know, we can't keep, how should I say this? We can't not interact with each other. And when we do, it's intense. Like, it's like, you know, it's all encompassing. Like, it's the act, the sexual act is very much so like, man, like own me, possess me. Okay? Now, I know it's not the conjunct. It ain't the conjunct. But because it's a sextile, yes, you're going to have that energy. Like, it's kind of like you feed off of each other. So Pluto could be like the cheerleader for Venus, and then Venus can also, you know, encourage Pluto to come out of its, not shell more, but like not to be so deep all the time. Like, oh, let's have a little bit of fun. And they both can change, like have fun, make changes because it's fun, or make changes because it makes the other person happy, but the changes benefit them at the same time. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, well, fine, I don't mind, because actually me making these changes, that does help me. So it can also be a situation too, to when it ends, and you could be like, man, okay, we had to end because of whatever reason. There's different reasons why this could have had to end. It could have been an extra affair. It could have been something that, you know, it happened. It was so intense, but it you know, you outgrown each other, whatever. You two can remember each other and remember like the positive changes too. Like, man, like I used to feel so confident, you know, around this person. Now, I'm not saying it's all the way positive, but you know, it's a good aspect to have. I will say you have to watch out for overindulgence and stuff like food and sex and stuff like that. But I will also say, in like making each other jealous and stuff, and the possessiveness, because it can get to the point where it's like, okay, yeah, you can't be with this other person, or I don't want you to, you know, like it can be a lot, but it can be good when it comes to fulfilling each other's desires. And I'm gonna stop there. And yes, you know, I could go on and on and on. Like literally, like I could talk about this and I could be talking for 35 minutes to an hour. So I'm gonna stop there. And this is Venus, Sextile Pluto, and I'm Butterfly to Light. So you know I'm gonna be back. And if you think I'm not, then you wrong. That didn't even rhyme, but oh well.